Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time it is for you in your beautiful part of the world. Coming to you from my favorite city in Asia, one of my top five favorite cities in the world, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Here with my two brothers, Mr. Maurizio Rosini and Snow here. Amazing. We're gonna do a beautiful episode here. Welcome to the Leaders with a Heart podcast. And we have two phenomenal leaders with a heart, two beautiful souls, amazing impact, and they're doing amazing stories. They've been already on my podcast individually, and I already did one with Maurizio a few months ago in this place. Beautiful episode, and tonight it's going to be even better. So welcome, guys. I'm honored to be here with you guys, both of you. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? First, Mr. Snow.
Oh man, incredible! This is the first time I've been in a professional studio. I'm not gonna lie to you, a bit nervous, but looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about you, Maurizio?
I'm feeling great, man, and I'm quite familiar now with the KL Podcast Studio, and I'm happy. I'm happy to share this experience with you guys, as I said before.
Absolutely. So you guys just did something beautiful. You just came back from a weekend in Penang. Tell us how it went.
It went fantastic. We went up there for my brand iBallin to launch one of our weekly contests, the iBallin Around the World Challenge. 10 spots, 10 shots, 10 spots, 10 points. What's your score? Basketball challenge, and it was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. Our partner, Wild Basketball, they arranged us to play at the Porte private school, and we had about 20, 30 people take the challenge. It was absolutely wonderful. I think the kids had fun. You guys, if you had fun, reach out to me. Let me know if you had fun or not. But it was great. We had a three-way tie for the first time, and it took 3 rounds because two of the boys tied back to back. So it was wonderful. At the end of the day, someone did win the 100 ringgit. So
beautiful.
Congratulations.
Maurizio, you also did something amazing in Penang. Tell us what you did in Penang briefly.
So we opened a new chapter of the men's circle after Kuala Lumpur in Penang, and this is the second time. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
We've been there, and as I shared to you previously, it's beautiful. It's beautiful learning how to create a community, which takes quite a lot of commitment. It takes effort and try to engage people, but that's the beauty of building a community. In this case, the men's circle there is already starting to grow. So very, very grateful.
Awesome. We're going to dive deeper into all of these in a moment. But first and foremost, for people who don't know you, tell us briefly, who's Snow as a man, as a human being, as a soul? Who are you?
Well, I'm definitely a passionate individual, mission driven, and I'm looking forward to giving back to the community. I've had an amazing life.
Yes.
Lots of wonderful experiences, and I'm now just looking for a way to give back to those societies and those global communities that's given me so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Maurizio, tell us, who's Maurizio?
Very difficult to put under myself under an umbrella. I define myself. I would say I'm a human being which is absolutely constantly evolving and expanding, and is doing his very best. I'm doing my very best to fulfill my own life, and on the way fulfill the life of others as well.
Beautiful, love that. So you guys have one thing in common, which is you always want to inspire people. You want to inspire man. I love what you're doing. You invited me kindly last week. I loved it. The brotherhood, the coming together. What I also enjoyed about what you did is you don't care about what that person does for work, whether it's a janitor or a CEO, that doesn't matter. What matters is who's the person, the human being. And that's exactly what I do on my podcast. Focus is mostly as who are you as a man, as a woman, as a person, first and foremost, before the business. Because at the end of the day, business is all about relationships. So I love what you're doing. Keep doing that. Snow, same thing. You're doing, you're inspiring, especially the next generation, kids, youngsters, to shine the talent, to provide them with a platform, global platform. I love your motto, play locally, win globally. So let's dive deeper into each of this, starting to my right with Maurizio. Tell us a bit more about what is your impact in the world, and what are you doing, and tell us about all the beautiful things what you're doing.
At the moment, because again, it's always evolving. At the moment, the way that I saw that I can serve the most the community is through delivering and facilitating men's work. When I say men's work, mean in my case, I'm facilitating a men's circle, and I'm implementing now men's retreat. It is just about time that men are really embracing the will and the courage for a transformative journey. And as a man, I guess the audience can resonate. We see as a weakness the idea of being vulnerable. We see as a weakness the idea of asking for help. And there is a lot of need. And this is showing me that not only Malaysia, because just to let you know, we have actually, it's quite international, as you saw. We got foreigners, Malaysians coming in. There is a lot of need for the men community to find a safe space where we do not need to show off, but just to show up. We need just a place where we can be accepted from the way that we are without using any kind of mask. And I have big plans for 2024. And now we got about 80 guys in the Kuala Lumpur community, about 15 in Penang. But again, next year is going to be implement a way more the retreat. So 2 or 3 days in the jungle, doing activities, bonding together, doing like embracing the manhood, you know, so like a bit of wrestling, you know, and cooking together, and then do activities like in order to start to understand and learn how to acknowledge our emotions and consequently to deal with them and to become the best father, the best businessman, and so forth and so on.
The ice bath was for me something I was looking forward to. I wasn't expecting to be that difficult. The first 30 seconds, every fiber, every muscle in my body was screaming, get out of here as soon as possible. I was struggling to keep in, but after, what I did was, you know, at first, panicking when you get out. But then I said, relax, control your breathing. That's what I did at the start of your event. And after that, once I started to reduce my breathing and relax, I was able to handle it, because before that, my feet were burning. I was sitting in an ice bath, but my feet were burning. I could not feel it because all of the blood were rushing from my feet to my upper body to alimент my vital organs upstairs. But, you know, I see that as a metaphor for the rest of life. Any challenge that you face, at first we all want to quit, to get up, or we're afraid. But no, slow down, relax. What I love is this is a metaphor for life, for everything. That's brilliant. You, Snow, you need to attend the next time, and you need to do the ice bath, my friend. Have you done that before?
Not yet. Maybe, yeah, maybe soon.
Yeah, beautiful. So, Snow, tell us more about iBallin and how is it changing lives and inspiring people?
Yeah, we don't have long enough on this episode to get involved in that, but I would give it the synopsis of the brand iBallin. iBallin stands for International Ballin. It's an international competition platform. I designed it just to as a way to give communities an opportunity to give back to these communities the chance to travel globally. That's my primary point with the brand iBallin. When you grew up playing sports, your parents paid money to let you attend that sport or that competition you played locally. And if you win that contest, usually you get a trophy, you get an award, but you're eligible to compete at the next level contest. And then if you win that contest, you're able to compete at the next level contest, usually across the town, across the state, and sometimes across the country before you win nationally and you get to go overseas. I asked this to many, many people. Who do you know from your hometown, Lorenzo, Ajax, Ontario, your hometown in Italy? Who do you know from your hometown that won the grand prize and got to play on the grand stage globally? The answer is nobody. 3 major reasons for that. One, to go to the next level contest, you get an entry into that contest, but you got to pay your way to go there. Most of these people in these communities don't have that type of cash to pay to go play a sport, or that date doesn't work for you. You have studies, you have to watch your sister or brother, anything that comes up to stop you from going to the date. And then the next thing is that stops you from going to the grand stage. That's a next level contest. The competition is going to be higher. So then you don't even win to go forward. So with my brand iBallin, we have a unique design of how to eliminate all those hurdles to get someone from their hometown overseas on a global stage, which is when you win locally, one of my cultural attachés reaches out to you. Hey, Lorenzo, congratulations for winning the Ajax Ontario small local contest. You tell us 2 months in advance when you're ready to travel. We'll take care of all the arrangements. That's the secret sauce. So now you win locally. When it's time, when the date is ready for you, when the time is right for you, we take care of the arrangements. All the monetary cost, airfare, transportation, accommodations, we take care of that just as well. It's so that's what we're doing. And I'm doing this because where I grew up in Joliet, Illinois, we don't talk about, or at that time, we didn't talk about traveling overseas. And we all know what kind of cycle people get into in their hometowns. You all are global travelers. You know the benefit of going overseas, what that does for your your horizons, and broaden your horizons, your outlook on life. And even in my hometown and other hometowns around the U.S., just talking about getting a passport, or even for, in this case for me, my hometown community talking about Malaysia, just saying the words Malaysia, for me, that's a victory, because now you're thinking. And once you break that cycle of what you do, typically what your big brother, big sister did, what your mother or father did, what the grandfather, parents did, whatever that is, that's most likely the path that you're going to be on. But the brand iBallin is looking to throw a little bit curve in that plan just to get you to see something else. So when you come over to Malaysia or wherever we go, we're going around the globe with this. We're going to bring you over, show you an amazing time. We're going to put you back in your society, and hopefully you'll be better off for it.
Beautiful. One thing that I will make a confession. What made me really realize that you wanted something big, not only onto something big, but also you have the drive to make it happen, is when I saw you back in June and July going to every state in Malaysia.
Oh, that was fun.
And doing it. At first, because people have told me always about, I'm going to do this, but I say, okay, let's see if you actually can do it. And then I saw you going to, I don't know the names of the states, but going to this state, then even went up all the way up to the jungles,
yes,
Borneo and all that.
We at iBallin, we made a determination that I wasn't getting the engagements that I wanted. So I decided that my wife is local Malaysian, and we're both foodies. So we decided that for the month of June, in 30 days, we're going to go to all 13 states and federal territories on the peninsula. For those out there who don't know, Malaysia has 13 states and 3 federations. Separated with Peninsula Malaysia and East Malaysia. So we didn't get to East Malaysia. East Malaysia, I owe you that visit. We're coming soon. But we went to all 13 states and the 2 federations on the peninsula in 30 days, playing the iBallin Around the World Challenge. It was amazing. I
remember I went with you to Penang on that weekend in June, and I shot some hoops. I made a fool of myself because I was so rusty. I get, 3 or 4 shots?
You'll be surprised. This contest, all the basketball players out there, I know what you're saying. This contest is not that big of a deal. 10 spots, 10 shots, 10 points, but it is really challenging. In a typical 3-point shooting contest, you got 5 racks of basketballs. You got 25 shots. And shooters, we all know that if you miss the first one, you can make the adjustment, and then you're starting to track. In my contest, 1 shot, 1 attempt, each spot. So far, only 1 person got all 10 shots. Only 1. And he was a college player, Andrew Curran.
Wow.
I think his name is Andrew Curran. I might get this wrong, but I'll put it in the link. Andrew Curran out there.
Send us the video to that of his perfect rack.
Out there in Iowa, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, he got down in Iowa. Shouts out to APHIS Center.
Shout out, champion.
Randy, you set it up, buddy. But here's the deal, guys. Every week, iBallin does the iBallin Around the World Challenge. You can go to my website at internationalballin.com. You can follow me on social media at iBallin Official. But you see every week, you post, tag, and follow iBallin Official and take your challenge. We're giving away we're giving away 100 ringgit every week to the highest score for the week.
Beautiful. Maurizio, do you play basketball?
Not really. No, I was more into rugby.
Get him to do the challenge. It'll be fun. Let's do it.
I'm actually going to sponsor myself as well.
Ah,
in my
beautiful.
hometown.
Congratulations.
Wow, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Let's do a fun challenge tomorrow, just for fun to see, and just tomorrow, the two of us.
Okay, so
three of
this
us.
this is what's amazing. I'm not sure when this reel will go out, but when you guys see this reel that goes out, that challenge, you post it, you tag it on iBallin Official, you'll be surprised at how far you might get, because we have categories. We have the best of male, female age categories, best adults, male, female, best teenager, male, female, best juniors, male, female, and of course for guys like me, over 50, best over 50 males or females. We have a leaderboard on our website, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it. Maurizio, tell us about your men's circus. What are you doing, and how is this so important for men?
It is so important because men silently suffer, as I was anticipating before, and there is a lot of loneliness. It doesn't matter where you come from, which God you believe in, which skin color you have. We all been taught by our parents, grandfather and grandmother, to be always in control of our emotions. But being in control means that you don't acknowledge your emotions, you just repress them. And unfortunately, just to give a bit of data, worldwide, look, in the States, for example, the first cause of death for men is suicide. Same in the UK, Singapore, just around the corner, the same. Why? Because again, once we are not able to acknowledge and deal with our emotions, most of men, they end up with addictions. Could be pornography, drugs, drinking. And because not knowing how to deal, we numb ourselves. In certain ways, gambling as well. Women, for example, they've been doing an amazing work, much better than men, in terms of creating intimacy between them, have a community where vulnerability is much more understood and tolerated. Men are still on a stage that they want to solve everything by themselves, which is fine, but the men's circle in its simplicity, so we literally sit on a circle, is actually extremely powerful. You experience as well, hopefully one day, Snow. It gives the opportunity to men to see a piece of the story in somebody else. And that one break and overcome any separation between human beings. So there is no anymore kind of separation. And it makes you feel very good because you say, okay, wait a second, I'm not lonely in my journey. And something that I'm quite proud of, and I actually say right now, is I'm about to launch a coaching program, which is called My Master Man, where I'm going to do either one-to-one coaching or group of individuals, where I'm going to have a holistic approach in terms of coaching. So we're going to start with the emotional acknowledgement and how to overcome limiting beliefs. Then we're going to work even honoring the physical body. So there's going to be the approach on how to connect with our body, how to nourish it with the best food as possible, and exercise, and building up a lifestyle. So that is the kind of approach that My Master Man is going to have.
Beautiful. For you, Snow, what's your biggest challenge so far with iBallin?
Oh, so I have so many challenges with iBallin because it's something so new to me, and the concept of it is, one, everywhere I go, everywhere I turn around, people are telling me, whoa, no one's ever done this before. No one's ever done this before. It's not done like this. Who gives someone a trip around the globe and fully funds it themselves? Or who do you have sponsoring? So the financial aspect became a challenge. We launched iBallin January 2020, right before the pandemic. And we had great sponsors that come on board. I had a great organizer that done a fantastic job making arrangements to launch on the first in April. But of course, the pandemic happened, destroyed everything. So one thing I learned is that I needed to figure out how to do this to make it sustainable from a financial standpoint. Then two, you might see it by my camera skills and by my social media work. I am not a social media influencer guy, but I've decided that I'm gonna take the bull by the horns and just do it all myself, just for the experience. And I'm having a wonderful time. The start of it was when I said, you know what, to hell with it. my wife and I, we're gonna travel the whole peninsula, every state in 30 days, which was kind of crazy. The country, travel all the countries, all the states in 30 days. But I had such a wonderful time. When people see me out there, Malaysia, when you see me walking up to the basketball courts, you see this big, giant-sized guy. I guess I'm not a small guy. Don't be afraid to find out what we're doing. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes, and it usually takes the one small kid to come up and actually go first. And once you have the first one do it, then everyone else comes around.
I've seen it in action in Penang. It was so much fun. When you were talking, one question came to mind. When you first announced this project of going to every state in Malaysia to your wife, what was the first reaction? This guy crazy? What is he trying to do?
To my wife?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're foodies. She's the biggest foodie I know.
So that's how you sold the idea to her, the foodie aspect?
No, I didn't sell anything. I said, we're going to go to every state. She says, which state we're going to first? And she got on the thing. Okay, we're going to eat here. We're going to eat here. We're going to eat here. So
Beautiful.
That's done. I'm trying very hard to not make my social media platform about food, but this is Malaysia. That's virtually impossible, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna get around to the food part just as well. But first, I want to get the platform working out right with basketball, which is a passion of mine. Last year we did a singing contest, and the good thing about my brand iBallin is I made this kind of pandemic proof where the first few rounds will always be on social media.
Beautiful. Love that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You can even do one on foodie, on cooking, you know?
Absolutely. In fact, all of you mamak stalls, hawker stalls, food stalls, just imagine if you had an opportunity to have your own basketball team representing your brand globally. That's what we're doing next. We're going to make that announcement. People don't understand. You mentioned that you're going to look forward to sponsoring my mastermind position. Well, we're going to change the word from sponsor to team owner. So you will be you will own your own basketball team online, globally, competing around the world under your umbrella. So my mastermind will have 5 people competing or more, 5 or more. And someone asked me, how much does it cost to own your own team? Someone asked me, how much does it cost?
How much does it cost to own your own team?
Oh, Murray, thank you for asking that question.
I was asking too, yeah.
Thank you. It cost 125 ringgit.
Super good deal.
125 ringgit,
Wow.
25 person. $5 per person for the U.S. is $25 per team, and for Malaysia it's 125 ringgit. And we do some other things, but mostly, never mind about what you get in terms of your investment. This is you doing something good for your community. So just imagine that your coffee shop in Kuala Trengganu, let's say you're a coffee shop called Coffee Break. We like going to Coffee Break. So Coffee Break has a little flyer that says, hey, community, if you come in and buy this coffee, the first 5 will put you a slot on my basketball team to compete globally for the chance of winning $200 US, 940 ringgit first place. Second place, $100 US, 400 ringgit. But the first place winner, they'll sit off to the side and they'll wait because they're waiting. They're in the finals and they're waiting to compete against one other person. They have a 50-50 chance to win the grand prize overseas to compete. If you are anywhere else in the world, you'll be coming to Malaysia. Malaysians, if you win, we're sending you to the U.S. On that side, you will be competing in the contest, similar contest on that side on your vacation. We're calling it our competition tourism brand.
Love that. Beautiful, beautiful. Maurizio, what have been so far your greatest challenge with your men's circle?
Very interesting question. I would say have the capacity to get engaged the guys, because for me, I'm quite new. I've always been like a networking guy, but I never had the vision. It's more like to try to, co-create businesses before. But now that the vision is quite clear, is being able to really create value. And, to attend a men's circle is 55 ringgit. So you don't become rich doing that. But it's more for me to learn how to engage the guys, to give values. And the whole objective of a men's circle, as at least the way I'm facilitating it, is to deliver tools that on a daily basis, the guys, if they are under pressure, they are stressed, or they feel uncomfortable in their own body, they can apply. It could be even exercise, could be breath work, could be how to tackle a challenging situation with a partner. And that's the main, I would say, challenge that I've been facing so far with the Men's Circle. So creating a community and get engaged the guys to keep going, to keep coming.
And how do you address and handle those challenges?
Well, okay, the big part of the work, I do it while I have the guys. That's a bit my gift. Once the people are into the Men's Circle, I'm able, but that comes natural. I'm able, let's say, to let the conversation flow in a way that everybody's engaged. Everybody can share the story, and at the end of it, do a kind of recap and give some takeaway for the guys once they go back home. Now I'm adding more and more some activities, some challenge like gratitude challenge, for example. And again, I'm gonna give from next one is gonna be on the 14th of December at the My Student Cafe, the next Men's Circle, accountability. So two bodies, they have to have accountability one another in order to to keep them again engaged. But I'm strategizing actually right now for 2024, and what I can see, men, the whole point is to embrace a healthy masculinity, and healthy masculinity is physicality as well. So physical exercise is really engaging for men. Last Saturday, we had a massive event. Lorenzo came, we were 20 of us, as I said, from all over the world. One of the, in the flow, let's say, was journaling, breath work, body workout, and finally we end up with a ice bath challenge. So 2 minutes at least, immersed in a very cold water, about 7 degrees. Yeah, and everybody loved it, guys, they did it even twice. And again, it's to show, as a man, we need competition, but it must be a healthy competition, mainly with ourselves. Because, example, I was the first one. And instead of, as Lorenzo said, get into the water, shut up, I was a bit screaming, so I understood that, as you gave a great analogy in life, once something challenging comes, instead of screaming, get afraid, you shut up, you still your mind, you ground yourself, and then it was a way easier to go through the 2 minutes when I was totally within,
Totally.
So, yeah.
So your events, so you said you have another one next week. So do you have like a schedule? How often do you host them?
Okay, the Men's Circle at the My Student Cafe in Kuala Lumpur, KLCC, once a month. And plus, from January, we're going to implement with one online Zoom call a month, where with a physiotherapist, which is a guy from the UK based in Dubai, we're going to go through, we design a program, as I mentioned before, on how to educate the guys on really, first of all, get in touch with their physical body, understand where the pains are, understand how to have a proper dialogue with their own body, and then nutrition, sleep, the three principles basically: nutrition, sleep, and exercise. Most of the guys, unfortunately, due to family reasons, business, they neglect a healthy body. And as always said, you don't need to be 6% body fat and with six pack to have a healthy body. Just to give an opportunity to experience what does it mean to live a life in a beautiful, healthy body. It really changes your mindset. It changes the way you can approach life.
It really does. It really does. This beautiful body right here, I absolutely just love it.
Oh, we have to, one thing that we all have to, we all in our life move nonstop from one place, one apartment, one country, whatever. And all of us in here, we've done it multiple times. But the one place you can never move from, escape away from is your body. You have to take care of it because that's your palace. That's what your eternal home, at least for this lifetime, until you will never. So you take care of it. Take good care of it. And like Maurizio said, there's 3 pillars. Eating is one, exercising, and then of course sleeping. A lot of people, they don't take care of sleeping. I'm speaking for myself because I sleep less than 5 hours a day, but I need to change that. So that's very important.
Wow, less hours.
Less.
Wow.
So I usually fall asleep around 1 o'clock, and then I woke up at 6 o'clock. So I know that's something I need to work on. But yeah, beautiful. You said you do your events once a month. Why not once a week?
I thought so. Once a week, it is too close because the guys have even some homework as well. So it's too close. It's too close. Well, I mean, if way more people start to join, why not? The plan actually will be nice to open one in Ipoh, maybe Malacca. Try to create communities. The whole idea is community because once you do inner work, then as a ripple effect, the guys goes back home. He has a wife, he has a kid. So when a man as a provider has a lot of impact on a family, especially. So the idea of working with a man, then it creates a ripple effect in the community where, there's a positive impact. When think about a man absolutely grounded, a man in control of the emotion, let's say, he will never use the force, physical or abuse a woman. Never. Because he will know how to manage the anger and frustration.
Sure.
So I love the work that I'm doing, and I will do more and more and more with the resources that I have. I'm contributing. I'm not here to change the world, but surely I'm contributing to at least have a more smoother life for certain individuals. That's what I'm doing through the men's circle.
That's beautiful. I've seen when you did the first men's circle with it's the first that I've seen the ice bath. That venue, was that in the jungle somewhere? That was amazing.
When was that?
Last year.
And then when you did this the second one, I started doing a little bit of research, or I've gotten some things across my feed about the health benefits of the ice bath. So all the top athletes, to get the higher performance out of their program, routinely do these baths. Michael Phelps, when you shattered all those records, I guess he was basically living in these ice baths, and also his pool that he trains in was very cold water just as well. So I've just been lazy to get around to it. This is my excuse that everyone has. You make excuses all the time. So your very next one, I will definitely be looking forward to signing up for seeing this one. Whether it's here or if it's in Penang again, I'll follow you up there. Guys, I went to Penang this last trip where the kid Ron from Porte High School. Congratulations, Ron. I came up there simply because my man Maury was going up there for his men's circle, and I told him that if you're ever going to go up there next time you go, give me a heads up, at least 2 days notice, and I'll be happy to get the car off the shelf. I'll drop you up there to do an iBallin event. And so it went fantastic. It happened organically, which is how I like to do business. So it was wonderful. Yes.
Beautiful. That's amazing. So the first thing I would also, if you don't have an ice bath at home, the first thing you can do, take cold showers in the morning. It's a lot easier in Malaysia. Trust me, when you're in Canada or in Chicago in the winter, no, absolutely not. But try it. But here it's pretty easy. So I've been taking cold showers all day, all the time. And it really helps. It really strengthens your immune system, makes you better, and relaxes you, especially for those that are having late evenings or like to party and all that and drink. Cold shower is the best cure for a hangover. Try it, guys. So I'm not speaking from experience. I did it in the past, but that helps as well. Snow, one question for you. So your balling that you do you have like a schedule weekly, or you just do it all the time?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, we play the iBallin Around the World Challenge. It kicks off every week. There's 100 ringgit up for grabs, $20 up for grabs every week. It ends on Sunday night at 8 o'clock New York time. Here in Malaysia, that's going to be 9 o'clock. Monday mornings at 9 o'clock, it ends. But on Monday, it kicks off again, which is take your 10 shots, right, left side layup, right, left side wing jump shot, a free throw, that's 5. Then 5 spots around the 3-point lines. This is very simple to do. Anyone can do it. And post tag, follow iBallin Official. We're going to go out and get business owners to come in to sponsor, get their own teams. And from everyone who takes the challenge, we're going to do a draft to start picking people in those slots. Team owners, build your own team. just as well for a chance to compete in the monthly contest at the end of the month for a chance to win the grand prize. Of course, there's cash prizes involved here, which is 100 ringgit every week. The main prize is $200 for first place. Second place, $100. That's not small, by no means. But the big thing is someone's going to win an all-expense paid vacation trip around the globe to compete and have a vacation on the other side and compete on that side. So that's what we're doing. And this is my way of just kind of giving back to these communities. And we're not just doing basketball. iBallin is an international competition platform. The emphasis is on competition. We have so many competitions and contests in the pipeline. We did singing last year. We did basketball 3-on-3 the year before that. I'm looking forward to the poetry writing contest, the cooking contest, which is going to be one of my favorites. I'll be a judge in that. So we're looking to do a lot of different things. But most importantly, we're finding a way to get community leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs, a way to give back to their communities. This is not about me or about iBallin. It's about you and your brand and your status in the community. If you had an opportunity to send someone overseas, all expenses paid, for 125 ringgit, would you do it?
It's a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Yeah. And at iBallin, we're not pumping our brand up. We're pumping up you and your organization. The community knows you. They trust you. So why not have someone playing in a contest under your umbrella, whether or not you're a basketball lover or not? I guarantee you, if you make the announcement or let us make the announcement for you, I'll give you an example, and I hope you don't mind, Sharul, over there in Terengganu at coffee break. I'll make the announcement that Sharul and his cafe is going to sponsor the next 5 people that take the challenge out of Kuala Terengganu. So Kuala Terengganu, the next 5 people that take that challenge, you have a chance to win $200 and a chance to win a trip overseas, all because of Coffee Break and Kuala Terengganu sponsoring. That's an example. Sharul, I want your sponsorship.
Beautiful.
Right, you know what, Lorena, let me ask you this question. I think my watch shows that we're into the 30-minute mark. I think that you have some exciting news going on. You've been doing this for a long time now.
Yes, I want to talk about this, but I have one more question for both of you that I want to ask. So, Maurizio, what's your vision for 2024 and in order to blow up your main circles to the moon?
Wow, yeah. Thank you for the question. Going a larger scale. So it's just the time to have a wider audience, still pumping properly with the strategy on social medias. I'm now dealing with the social media marketing strategist, and probably most likely go into corporations. So even to tackle more the business side and the power of a men's circle, but more business oriented, and men's retreat. That's for sure. That's what's going to happen. Then God is great. You never know, but that's the whole point. That's the vision that I have at the moment for 2024. Surely, it have more impact in terms of numbers, go in a bigger scale.
Beautiful. Love that. Cheering for you. You put your intentions out there.
Thank you.
God is listening. The universe, it's going to take care of it. As long as your purpose is to do good, sincerely, then the right circumstances, the right people, everything's going to manifest in front of you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Put it, claim it, and the rest is history. Beautiful. What about you, brother? What's your vision to blow up iBallin? Oh, before we even start and answer that, whenever you do iBallin, but for football, soccer, taking shots, not on the penalty, but also a penalty point, but also around the box, I'm in.
Definitely, yes. We're looking forward to that. I've got so many requests to do something with football,
rugby,
USA, soccer.
Yes.
Come in all the time. Definitely.
Rugby.
It's
hockey,
it's
any sports,
baseball, all in the pipeline. I need to find out what the sexy element of the sport is. We turn it into the contest. But for 2024, I'm just looking just to build upon the momentum we've had this year. I would tell you that 3 weeks ago, now it's going to end 4 weeks ago, I've got my first contestant in the iBallin Around the World Challenge. I think I posted 3 weeks ago. I couldn't say this kid's name, out of Nigeria, but now the whole world knows that Michael Uluwatusin, that kid is blazing it up out there in Nigeria, Lagos, on the iBallin Around the World Challenge. He won 3 weeks in a row, 300 ringgit. And he's on his way to win another 400 ringgit this week because he posted in the challenge. He's got 5 this week. So guys, I watched you play just yesterday. Some of you guys made 6. I know you have it in you. All you have to do is post that video, tag iBallin Official, and you're in the running. It's that simple, really. 2024 is looking really super exciting. Super exciting.
I agree.
I'll make the announcement early. You know, I've got my first contestant, and it's been a long road to get here, but it's been a very exciting road. We're looking forward to the 1 in a million challenge. The 1 in a million. So that's in the pipeline.
One follow-up question to that. Last question I want to ask you both. What is your definition of success for iBallin for 2024? What would be a success for you?
Success for me is always the exact same thing. Having someone from a small town who's never traveled before, is his or her. Ladies, especially Malaysian basketball players, I know you guys are phenomenal. This contest is open for males and females across the globe. But success for us is just having someone be able to travel for the very first time overseas to a different country, and give them whatever that is that will be benefit to them to help potentially change the trajectory of their life. That's a win for me. Simple
Beautiful.
as that.
Love that. Cheering for you. Universe cheering for you. We're all cheering for you. So awesome. Brother, what is your, so first of all, what is your definition of success for your Men's Circle brand for 2024 and beyond?
Let's put I like a 12 months strategy is fine. So for what concerns the Men's Circle, incrementing in terms of number the community in Kuala Lumpur, in Penang of course, and getting better and better in terms of impact as many guys as possible positively. For what concerns the men's retreat, now I would say minimum stays 2 nights up to 3, maybe 4, but two nights at least 4 men's retreat next year. And again, having the opportunity, and I believe it will happen, to start to go and work with corporation as well.
So those retreats, will they be in KL, around Malaysia?
Around Malaysia. I can share the very big vision, and it's not going to be a dream, I'm sure it's going to happen, is to create a hub in Malaysia for Southeast Asia, where it's going to be one of the most beautiful and powerful men's retreat. So people are going to fly from all over and take to Borneo, where you do 3 days of inner work, then we go to the tribes and bring people back to basics. So targeting even hyper-stressed individual, maybe CEOs, CFOs, and people with big pressure in their work, flying from Europe, example, and bring them to, back to the basics. So they go back home and they can really impacting them means that they go back and their companies, they will review even the values. So that's the way I see, when you work with the big guys or big women, the one with power, they can really, even the company that they're working for can benefit out of it.
Love that. Cheering for you, and also to think even bigger with around the world. Have local managers or even franchises.
Man, of course, I can see my master man all over, but at times it's interesting, guys, and you're two not only good friends but business person, and I try not to let the ego come into place. I try to stick as much as possible to the plan. So I'm here to serve. And then if this is going to be my thing, it will develop and unfold in the most beautiful way. So I try to have the vision, but not to get attached to the expectation, because if I don't get there, knowing myself, I fulfill of frustrations. So better not. I already went there, it's not the case.
Beautiful. And same thing for you, Snow. You only have one partner in the US. You need to put partners in the world, around the world, and eventually, why not franchise that?
Well, the plan is to export the brand currently right now globally. So anywhere in the world that you are today, the beauty of my product is right now we could finish this podcast. We go to the basketball court and get these 10 shots off. We're in the contest. So it's a
You know what? I just had a vision while you were talking. I had a vision in my mind's eye, eyeballing offices, headquarters, events in every corner of the world.
Yeah, this guy speaks. He thinks amazing in broad strokes, which is fantastic. We love this guy for that, and he's been avoiding us putting the spotlight on him for a minute. So we're gonna switch it right back.
Yeah,
I'm the vision guy, so that's why I see things. But yes, you're right.
You had your one, you had your two, you had your three final questions. So now
Yes.
you're
All right. Thank you.
it's your turn.
You're done.
So yes, so as this brother was just alluding to, I'm. This is gonna be also my 300. I'm about to reach my 300 episodes of my podcast with a heart. 3 years that I've started. It's been the greatest ride of my life. Completely transformed my life. And I asked these gentlemen on the way here, hey, why don't you guys do something special? And that is interview me, ask me questions, ask me whatever you want within reason, of course. Those we can save them for
only legal stuff.
Cigars and whiskey we can have after later. But I'm honored, I'm blessed, I'm grateful that it's been 3 years. And this gentleman, I made him to my podcast. One of the ladies that I had on my podcast was in volume number 1 of my book. She mentioned as I was going from Thailand last year to Kuala Lumpur. She said, "Oh, I have a friend in Kuala Lumpur. Do you want me to connect you?" I said, "Absolutely." Connect me to him. We met my second day in Malaysia, and he opened KL to me. He's been a big brother, a mentor, a friend, and everybody. And through that, I met him. I'm having a cigar with him. I've never smoked in my life, but this guy introduced me to cigar, and I'm loving it. Let's do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you were in the position to give a piece of advice of a young girl, a young guy, or a group of individuals that want to start to do podcasting, the very first and only piece of advice would be?
Start right now. It's not about, don't try to be perfect. It's not about the only thing that you do need to be of quality is the sound, because the sound is what's going to make or break it. And the good news is you don't need to spend a ton of money. You can get a powerful microphone on Amazon for between $50 to $100. I got mine, the one I've been using now. I got it for 300 ringgits at the Loyat store. And before that, I used the microphone I've been using for 2.5 years. I bought it for $60 US. So again, don't let anything stop you. It's not about the quality. You don't need to have a Hollywood style production studio. No. What matters is your voice, your message, your gifts that you're sharing. So do it. Don't let anything stop you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I have a question, a couple corrections. I met you the first day you were here. You landed.
The second day. I got on a Wednesday. We went on a Thursday. Yes.
You landed. You woke up. I picked you up.
Yes. There was second day in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the question I have initially for you is first off, congratulations. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
What this guy has done for me. Most of you who are very close to me, you guys know I was not into social media. I don't really dig tech, and I'm not in front of the camera kind of guy. I work kind of behind the scenes, which I'm happy to do that. I was happy to do that, but because of this guy, he's got me now launching my own podcast. He's got me thinking in different categories, different ways. And after reading his book, Leaders with a Heart, Volume 1, this book was absolutely amazing to me. There was something I gravitated. There was a few different authors inside there contributing a particular chapter to their stories, which was amazing. And it took me a while to actually open the book up. I'm not a strong or heavy reader, but when I started reading your book, opening the pages, I couldn't put it down. And one particular piece that stood out was this one little nugget I took so many, was I'm open to receive what the universe has in store for me. Once that simple quote by
Mary,
the publisher?
That's Mary Gooden.
Mary Gooden posted that really changed the trajectory of my life. I used to go around and internalize this one particular thought that I have is when, as early as I can remember, whenever I did something different or did something new, I would, or had a challenge, I would recite this particular quote, this particular poem. The poem is titled, But I Did. And it goes, I know I said that I never would, but then I thought that I never could, but I did. It was published in 1979 by an artist and poet by the pen name of Ray N. You'll get to know this artist and poet later on when you're following my journey. But in doing so, it brought me to this guy when he landed here, and I just did what I typically do for everyone, just kind of host and show them this wonderful backyard. We've all been in the places where you had to go to a place on your own and fend for yourself. You had it to where someone would kind of give you a script as to what you couldn't go do. And you've been to where someone has opened the door and welcomed you. And we all know how much more fulfilling that last part is. So I do that for almost everyone I come in contact with. I'm an all summer nuns kind of guy. We can do all the things you want to do. We can do some of the things you want to do, or we can do none of the things you want to do and go do on your own. But I'm here to give back for that. So I'm not surprised that you're reaching 300 episodes of podcasting. I have yet to launch my first one, but thanks to this guy and this program, in 3 weeks, my platform is set and ready to go for my podcasting. I've recorded 2 already.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. But Snow, I love mantras. Mantras are incredibly powerful. I also use those mantras from Mary, which is, I start my day with this. I'm open, receptive, welcoming, and tremendously grateful for all the blessings the universe has for me. And I added my own spin to it. Maybe it's a bit long, but I'll tell you after. But yeah, mantras are extremely powerful because the thought you use, everything in your life starts around here. The table, the microphone, everything you use, the car you drive, the place you see, start in someone's mind and made it happen. So be careful of the words you use. Remove from your vocabulary the words cannot, I am not able to, because if you think about that, that's what's going to become your reality.
And I read in the news that a second book is coming up. Is that true?
Yes, sir. January 25th of 2024. It's filmed now. It's done. And I'm super proud of it. There's some amazing people in it. I can't disclose the names of them, but I'm honored. I'm delighted. And sometimes I have to pinch myself. Hey, I have my book. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4th. Sometimes I have to pinch myself.
Hey, I didn't ask you. I talked all that ramble. Whenever the mic comes to me, I'm happy to talk about me. I really am. I didn't ask the question. He asked me to ask about the question. My question to you is this: so you're on this amazing journey. How and why did you start podcasting?
Great question. I've been a podcast consumer and fan since when they first came back in 2005, 6, 7. Because I love learning, especially about business, about getting inspired. And then back in 2017, I was living in China. I was into e-commerce. With my partner, I was a co-host. So I've always loved podcasting. And then when I returned back home at the start of the pandemic, I asked myself, what can I do now that's going to allow me to do 3 things I love the most? Helping people, inspiring people, and connecting people. And that's where the podcast started. I started my podcast. At first, it was just because I was bored. Canada had some of the strictest regulations in terms of the pandemic. Couldn't go out, and half the year frozen. We live in the countryside, so I had to do something productive, meaningful. I love talking, and I started my podcast, and the rest is history. It completely changed my life. The reason that I'm here, the reason I'm able to do what I'm doing now, has been because of this. The last question I asked my guests on my podcast, and I've asked both of you because I have the honor of having both of you on my podcast, was, what is a small thing you've done that has the greatest positive impact in both your life and business? And for me, without hesitation, has been starting the podcast.
Wow.
And out of almost 300 interviews, if you have to pick just one interview.
I can't do that.
No, I know, but you have to now. Just one.
In terms of what?
None of us.
The one that
none of us is offended. Yeah.
No, it's not about that, because every single person on my podcast, well, okay, I'll be honest.
That's why
maybe 2 or 3 were not at the same caliber, but 99.9% have been absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
And I'm not here to
the
judge.
one that you
Not the
resonate
best.
the most.
Not
The
the
one
best.
that you see.
Yeah, the one that's one of the top memorables.
Randy is one that comes to mind because of the story. The man that was a very successful basketball NCAA coach. And then he went through tragedy. He lost his 2 daughters at the same age of 7 in a span of 4 years due to the same disease. Losing your child One child at that age is enough to destroy any man, any woman, but he lost two. And that ended up destroying his life, his marriage, his career, ended up in jail for 7 years. He had to reinvent himself. And then he was broken in the jail because he could not be among other kids to work, to do his passion, which was basketball. So he had to reinvent himself. When he got out, he couldn't find a job. He couldn't get a place. So he had to do whatever he could to live and to eat. And we had so many amazing conversations when he talked about what is life inside the prison. What do you have to do to protect yourself? All of those stuff, absolutely fascinating. And I'm very honored that he opened his heart to share his story in my podcast. Another one that came to mind is, what's his name?
I'm not sure.
No, you don't know him. It's, I just forgot. But an Australian guy, he went back in 2007 in Afghanistan, of all places, a skater, professional skater. He went in Kabul. Imagine this sight. You were in Afghanistan, imagine this. You see this white dude skateboarding while the Taliban just looking, what the hell is going on?
Oh, wow.
His name is Oliver Perkovic. He's the founder of Skatistan. So he goes to all these places, and through skateboarding, it brings the kids together, gives them access. In Kabul, what he did, he allowed the kids, while there was no schools, to allow them to teach them something which was fun, skateboarding. And back then, the Taliban had forbidden all sports. But because they didn't know what skateboarding was, that was like a loophole that allowed them to, hey, what is this thing? We don't know what it is. And they were looking. It was funny. It was amazing seeing these, not only the kids of all social strata coming together playing, but even the Taliban started liking, hey, let me try that. They were trying it.
Wow.
Imagine this. And then he was able to offer to these guys, to the kids and people, teenagers, not only to learn to skateboard, but also to learn the basics of schooling, because there was no school. Reading, writing, even teaching basic English. And because of that, he was able to fund to the embassies, starting first, I'm proud to say, for once, the Canadian embassy was the first to finance that, to open actual skating rinks. And he opened the biggest skating indoor sporting facility in all of Afghanistan, and he has in other venues in Afghanistan, but also in Cambodia and South Africa and other places. So that was something that really resonated with me and absolutely loved.
Wow! So you have an amazing journey thus far, some wonderful experiences by allowing others to share their experiences on your podcast, which is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. So the question I had queued up just left my mind. So what's next? What's next for Mr. Lorenzo Payman?
I'm blessed because what I do, my motto is to provide a platform for good people with powerful stories and beautiful hearts to win, to showcase a story. The podcast is not about me. It's about you and all of those amazing 300 people to share the stories, so together we can inspire others to create a better world. For example, if I can inspire just one person and that person goes on to inspire another, then we can create a ripple effect around the world. What's next for me? Let's do that, go even harder. Now my site is on 1,000 and bring in, hopefully, people of more higher caliber to allow me to get this to more people, to have a bigger impact. And through my podcast, through my books, and who knows, maybe through speaking at conferences and hosting my own events. I love to do, just like you said, retreats, and for people to come and find their voice, because it's ultimately about finding the courage to share their story, to share their voice. This is the ultimate thing.
Excellent, beautiful. Hey, real quick, shout out to the KL Podcast Studio for allowing us to record here. Make sure you give us the notification when we are at our limit, because I will talk all day if I get an opportunity to do so.
Absolutely. Same, especially with this beautiful professional equipment. Oh, yes. All right, bring on the questions, guys.
Why do you... the way I see it, and we'd like to know your take, podcasting has been revolutionizing the industry of sharing, because you see, simple setting, you can do it with your own cell phone, you can do it with a simple setting, so there's no more broadcasting or big corporation just doing that. Why do you reckon, according to your point of view, so powerful podcasting in terms of delivering a message?
Because podcasting allows everybody to come share their story, their knowledge, display their expertise. Not like, just like you mentioned earlier, it was something that was exclusive only to massive corporations. For example, just before, podcast has become the new radio. Nowadays, no, just like YouTube is becoming the new TV. Less and less people are watching TV or reading. When was the last time, Snow, for example, you turned on the radio? Or you, for example? I don't remember.
Not forever.
Exactly. But the podcast, because it allows people, and also because podcasting allows you as a consumer to listen to what you're interested in. Not like on the radio, you just listen whatever's on the air, or like on TV, you have no choice. But in a podcast allows you to consume what you want, and after a few episodes of the person you listen to, you start liking the person. When someone listens to your podcast for two reasons: one, sure, they're interested in your topic, but mostly they like you. They like your personality. They can identify with you. They can relate with you. They can see themselves. That's why it's so powerful, because podcast brings people together, people that are like-minded, people that can relate with your message, identify with you, resonate with you, identify with you. And also it's because it's not very tech heavy. It's not expensive to start. And it allows people to share their stories, their gifts, their wisdom. That's why it's so powerful.
So what about this? To everyone out there who's listening right now and getting the podcast, what are the, you've done coming up on 300 episodes. That's a lot. I mean,
thank you.
I tell people that my friend is doing 200, he's up to 230, 240 episodes. And it says, oh my God, that's a lot of episodes. Yeah. So it looks like you're making it look easy. So I want to know what are the challenges that either you had or you see that some of us new podcasters have that you can help us avoid some of these pitfalls. I say avoid. Avoid's the wrong word. Not avoid.
Postpone.
Not postpone, but to learn how to deal with them. Deal with the challenge. I'm going to read a book. My next book I'm going to read is the obstacles is the way. And it was referred to me from a very good friend of mine. I think you just read it, Maury. But we all try to avoid the hurdles and the challenges. But somewhere along the lines, if you attack those quote unquote failures or hurdles or obstacles, you become better off from it. So what would you give to a new podcaster, or what were some of the challenges that you had to deal with head on that would help you in the future be a better podcaster?
So great question. First of all, you mentioned 300 for me. That's big. But the other day, 2 weeks ago, I got someone on my podcast, and he has reached 674 episodes.
Wow.
So I said, whoa, make me look like small. And there's other people that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. There's always someone bigger.
Sure.
But to answer your question, the challenges for me, the consistency. So at first I was releasing one episode maybe in a month, and then I would took 3-4 months off and all that. But then I said, okay, let me be more professional. Let me actually do this. And for me, the challenge was at first, when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't make a single penny for the first year, and I was in a bad spot financially, but I had to make it. But then once you put your attentions out there, just like we talked earlier, Maurizio and Snow, put your attention out there, the universe is going to show you the path. You're going to stumble upon the solution. That's what I did. One day I was listening to a podcast. One summer, I love biking in the summer. And this guy was showing how he leverages his podcast to monetize his podcast, or even if he had no audience. And this is what completely changed my life. For me, it was, how do I make money despite me having absolutely zero audience? Because at that time I had less than 200 subscribers, not even 100 subscribers. But yet I was able to monetize that. I've been blessed. Once I stumbled upon that, I toyed with the idea for a few weeks, and I said, you know what, let me go and do it. I got 6 paying clients in 1 weekend, and then over the next 10 months, 60 clients. These are high-ticket clients, and now I'm close to 80, 90 clients. So this was my biggest challenge, because the traditional way to monetize a podcast or YouTube channel is for you to build a massive audience and then make your money through sponsorships, downloads, and stuff like that. But that's something that only applies to people who or celebrities who have a massive audience. But for those of us that don't have that can take 5 to 10 years. I didn't have 5 to 10 years. That was a challenge. But again, I put my attention. I released myself from the outcome, just like you said, and the universe showed me the way by just bringing that podcast of that guy, how he's been able to build a seven figures, $1 million business, is over $100,000 revenue a month, only through his podcast. When I listened to that, I listened to that podcast the first day 5 times, an hour episode. I was standing, I was biking, I stood on the side of the highway, trucks going by me. I couldn't care less. I took almost like 1,000-word note on my phone. I said, whoa, this is amazing. That changed my life. So this was my challenge. And again, put the intention out there, detach yourself from the outcome, and the universe will show you the path.
Absolutely.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it did, Lorenzo. Thank you very much. And just on one note, I'm going to try this out. I'd like to thank my guest, Maury and Lorenzo, for coming out today. Actually, the guys invited me out today.
Pleasure of mine.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
It's always a pleasure. And doing podcasts with good friends. What a better way to spend a Saturday night?
Yes, very nice.
Oh, we're gonna go have dinner and party after, but.
I think that we should encourage the Kale Podcast Studio to allow us to party and eat here in the studio.
Are we able next time to bring our cigars and whiskey?
Everybody, no.
Serious question. Yes? Okay, beautiful. We'll do that.
Okay, wrap it up here. I think.
Yeah, let's close it.
Listen, absolute honor, pleasure to have met you guys, to have known you guys, and helping you guys spread your wings, so to speak, and giving you the courage to share your story. I know you were hesitant at first, Snow, but I'm super proud of you and super proud of you as well. And all of you doing, you guys are doing amazing. Keep shining your light, keep blessing the world, your presence, your impact, everything you're doing. You're doing an amazing service. You're fulfilling your purpose, your mission, because we're not here just to pay bills and accumulate things. We're here to make an impact, to change the world in our way. You don't have to change the world, but one person at a time. So keep doing that. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. 300 it is. And now we'll see you for the next, next 100 episode we'll do it. And then we'll also have another celebration party with Snow, end of January. That's all I'm going to say. Looking forward for that. So, yes, thank you, KL Podcast Studio. Yes. Thank you. Good night, good morning, good evening.
Who says cut? Who says cut? Nobody says cut.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that was fun.